All right, so with us to break it down, criminal defense attorney Silva Megerditchian. So this defendant taking the stand, he's the only witness in his own defense. Is he making any sense? Is his story even coherent?
I think myself and your remarkable audience would all resoundingly say absolutely not. I mean, the story is so unbelievably ridiculous. And it's funny because I don't know if your viewers would agree, Joy, or even you. I do feel like the district attorney was kind of entered a little bit slow. I don't think the cross-examination was particularly effective per se. However, she didn't need to be because the direct testimony was so ridiculous and the story didn't make sense. I almost feel like she had so much to work with and she didn't know where to start. And she also didn't know where to do the absolute impact. But I think one thing she did effectively do is show her flabbergasted opinion of his story, and I thought that was very effective, and I think it made it very effective in front of the jury. But again, I feel like the jury probably saw that the moment he started telling his story. There is a ridiculousness to it, and again, I feel like the defense failed him a little bit in that it doesn't feel like they not coach, because we're not supposed to coach per se, but to maybe let him know that showing emotion and caring about the loss of his daughters and the choices he made that night and how difficult they were, if we are to believe his story, he just didn't. It's almost like he couldn't even corroborate his own story with emotion. The emotion didn't match the story. So the whole thing was a total fail.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if the father doesn't show emotion for his own daughters, I mean, that's something that shouldn't require any guidance, I would say. But I also just want to take a moment and play an important clip for our viewers. You know, it's very interesting. This defendant chose to testify in Arabic, even though, as the prosecution, I think, really pulled out, you know, he's a naturalized citizen, a cab driver, must speak some English. Let's listen.
You became a naturalized citizen August 19th of 1999, isn't that right?
كنت جاي لسه من فيها، كنت في فاكيشن مع العيال كنت في فاكيشن ورجعت رحت اشتريت
I was in Egypt on a vacation with my family, and as soon as I came back, I got naturalized.
So that's a yes, correct?
إذا نعم، جوابك نعم. I think so.
Okay, so you know how to speak and understand the English language, right?
تفهم وتتكلم إنجليزي؟ Yes.
And as a cab driver, you have to communicate with the patrons, right?
وأنت سائق سيارة شوفير يعني، فلازم تتواصل مع الناس اللي راكبين معك بالعربية، صحيح؟
بالتأكيد، بس احنا ما بنحكيش قصص مع السكوت.
Certainly, but we do not start saying stories with them.
Sure, but they have to tell you where they're going, right?
ولكن على الأقل بتقول لهم وين رايح.
بالتأكيد المعلومات اللي هي فقط للشغل مطلوبة.
Whatever my work demands me to say so.
So that's a yes.
إذا نعم، جوابك نعم.
بالعناوين نطلب من الكاستمر اللي يقول بس هو المطلوب.
Whatever the customer wants.
So you have to understand them to communicate. That's a yes.
إذا بدك تفهم الزبون لا تتواصل معه، صحيح؟ Of course.
So what do you think, Silva? Was there a legitimate need for a translator, or is this kind of a tactic to kind of slow down the cross-examination process?
I think a little bit of both. You know, Joy, in a lot of my cases where I have clients who speak multiple languages, they prefer their native languages because they're so nervous to testify. And so, you know, a lot of times I speak multiple languages too. In my head, I'll sometimes translate in real time. So the defense, again, I think did a disservice. They should have in redirect established, do you feel more comfortable with Arabic when you answer these questions? Yes, I do. Is that because you're extremely nervous to testify? Yes, I am. And do you feel like you've understood everything better in Arabic than English? Yes, that would have solved this issue. But absolutely, Joy, it looks like, again, he was manipulating in order to slow down the pace and try to concoct answers. So I do think, again, that counted against him. And again, the defense, I don't understand why they didn't redirect on the language issue. It's extremely important.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And you know, you mentioned nerves. He, I guess, misspelled his own name when he was on the stand. So probably nervous, like you said. Thank you so much, criminal defense attorney Silva Megerditchian, joining us live for analysis. You know, court resumed this afternoon for the father and son accused in the death of a California college student. So we're going to get you caught up on that case that's taken more than 2 decades to get to trial.
You've got way too many credit card options. Cut through the noise with Credit Karma. Shop curated credit card offers with outstanding approval odds. In fact, Credit Karma members get approved over 50% more often. Boom. Find your next card at Credit Karma.
Do you get annoying spam calls?
20 to 30.
I would get those calls that sounded serious.
Your heart starts beating fast? Try RoboKiller.
RoboKiller screens these calls for me and blocks the ones that need to be blocked.
And now how many? A big fat 0. RoboKiller. Download today.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-337-3200. That's 1-800-337-3200 now.
At Rue La La, feel like $1 million without paying the price. Seize the deals on top names before they're gone. Get in to never miss out.